Where are Adria, Leah, and Tyrael?
They are all in the armory, no doubt celebrating. You should join them.
Well, martyr, that demon lord is dead.
There she goes.
Asmodan is dead!
Adria, when did you decide to betray us?
20 years ago, a great and terrible power drew me to Tristram. But Aiden, Leoric's eldest son, defeated that power and sought to contain it within his own flesh.
The Dark Wanderer.
It was Diablo I saw within him, and I pledged myself to his service. Now, at last, his grand design comes to fruition. Dear Leah, Deckard always suspected your true father was Diablo himself. And now, my daughter, you shall serve as his vessel!
I live. But I am more than I once was. The 7 evils are now one within me. I am the prime evil. Well done, faithful Adria. Go now, until I call upon you again. Now, at last, to my true goal, the one that has always eluded me. The utter destruction of the high heavens.
Even in the heart of heaven, angels can still feel fear.
My old enemy. You cannot hide from me, no matter what form you choose to wear. Let your true self be revealed. Diablo.
has betrayed us and killed her own daughter. Leah was used as a host for Diablo's rebirth as the prime evil. Now all the power of hell answers to him alone. The high heavens themselves break under his assault. For the angels cannot withstand the depth of his corruption. Only I can.
Imperius, you cannot mean to face Diablo again. Your wounds are barely healed.
The heavens burn. This is your fault, Tyrael. And you, Nephilim, look below and see what your kind has wrought.
The Diamond Gates have stood since the light first broke over the high heavens. Now they lie in ruins. Imperius is right. I am the cause of this.
Don't let his words deceive you. Diablo planned it all from the very beginning. You are not at fault.
Long ago, my brethren and I voted to decide the fate of man. I cast the final vote that spared you from extinction. Now humanity has birthed the prime evil.
No, we were betrayed, and now we must make amends. We must stand and fight. Isn't that why you became mortal? If you will not join me, I shall go on alone.
But you don't understand. Hope has been silenced. We are lost. Diablo is too powerful. Always before, the Lords of Hell bickered and worked against each other. They undid themselves. Within Diablo, within the Prime, there is no such division. And now, the halls of the high heavens quake beneath his steps. The prime evil. I can't believe all this has come to pass. Adria played us all for fools. Diablo's influence twisted her inside and out. I suspect we have not seen the last of her. I should have known that Leah's father was the Wanderer. How could I not have sensed Diablo's foul presence within her?
Adria fooled us all. She sacrificed her own daughter to resurrect Diablo. I will not forget her treachery.
But poor Leah. I grieve for her soul.
As do I, but we will mourn for her later. For now, we must focus on the Lord of Terror.
When you have lived as long as I, you learn that life is filled with betrayal. But the cruelest always comes at the hands of those we love. I know it must be hard to think of other things, but now we must. All creation rests upon your shoulders.
You sound more serious than I have ever heard you.
Well, these are dark times. Even I must set apart thoughts of Dirge's jewel and dwell upon the fate of the world. But that doesn't mean you have to frown so. Hope. Do not look down, my friend. Even in the darkest of times, there is always hope. Hope for a better day. Hope for a new dawn. Or just hope for a good breakfast. You start small, then see what you can get. I never quite expected my life to end this way.
How did you think you would die?
I was smothered by a harem. Or more likely, killed by the jewel I seek. Now, who would have thought that the entire world would die together? I can't complain. It's not as though I can say my life was not long enough.
This isn't over. I still must face Diablo, and I'm not planning on losing.
I'm glad my boundless confidence is rubbing off on you. Could you give some of it back?
That fat merchant never ran. Not even when he had a chance. I wonder why.
You knew this was coming, didn't you?
Of course, Chelsea.
How could you know this and let everyone die? You could have saved hundreds of lives.
That's the point of the future, love. It keeps coming. You don't win a duel by blocking the first blow and going home.
So you let Leah die.
I had to. Diablo was always going to come back. But now you are here to stop him. And in your grief and rage, you will, my Chelsea.
If you are reading this, my husband and I are both gone. We would like to be buried side by side, preferably in a sunny spot. Oh, and please don't bury my husband's sword with us. He won't need it anymore.
I thought I could make my wife's death mean something. It doesn't matter now, does it?
Yes, it does. More than ever, in fact. I can never succeed in this without your aid.
Right. I'm sure that's a comfort for Leah, now that she's gone too. Oh, I've been a fool. You don't get to make things right. This world isn't made for redemption.
We were gravely mistaken, my friend. I could not see through an illusion of such power, such treachery.
I don't think that anyone could.
When I think of what she suffered through, we must find a way to stop Diablo. The Prophet would never forgive me if he knew my part in unleashing this terror upon the world. I could not see the truth. You must think me very foolish.
No more than any of us.
That is kind of you. I have devoted my life to studying the arcane, and yet I was not skilled enough to act when it truly mattered.
Well, we've had a good time, right? Shame about our imminent deaths.
You don't seem very upset.
You don't choose this life and expect to live to an old age. Still, it's the women I feel sorry for.
Which women?
All of them. There will be heaving bosoms and torn clothes all across the land when word spreads that I've fallen in battle.
You must miss your family during times like these.
No point in it. I'll never see them again.
Don't say that. They still live.
My brother's wife thinks I was involved with his imprisonment, and he believes her.
What?
As low as I am, I would never frame him, not even to win her back. But they won't hear a word of it. For all the gold I send to them, I receive nothing in response.
Wait. Before we face that abomination, there is something you should know. When we first met, I thought you unfocused and corrupted by revenge. I was wrong. You are more honorable, more disciplined than anyone I have ever known.
It is nothing but choosing where you will fight. Do not let your fears pursue you. Turn and face them. Fight them.
I will. Of all people, I should have seen this coming. I allowed myself to believe this fiction that Adria was other than I suspected her to be. And now, the world is lost, and it is my fault.
I feel the same. Adria's actions were always strange to me, yet I did nothing. Now we must set things right.
Ever since Adria betrayed us, I've been thinking about how Magda used to share the leadership of the Coven with another.
When was this?
20 years ago, just before the darkening of Tristram. They had some sort of falling out, and the other leader disappeared. I think that other leader might have been Adria.
It does make sense. Adria left to find Diablo and Tristram, while Magda stayed true to the Coven.
Gaze upon the destruction I have wrought. It will be the last thing you see. Iskatu, destroy the Nephilim. I do not fear you, Nephilim. You'll find only death in this eternal realm. The shades will devour your soul. You believe you can defeat me, mortal? Our armies are endless. Every moment I delay here, I draw closer to my ultimate victory.
I am Ethereal, Archangel of Fate. It is my duty to record what is and what will be within the scroll of fate. But you, Nephilim, you are not in the scroll. Your fate is unwritten.
Then I shall try to make the best of it. Will you help me? Or stand and watch while the heavens fall to darkness?
Perhaps fate can be changed. Quickly then, Auriel, Archangel of Hope, has been captured by Raganoth, the Lord of Despair.
I will free her. That should restore the faith of your brethren.
The Angelus Council is comprised of the 5 Archangels who hold dominion over the high heavens. They determine the laws by which all angels must abide. Each of them embodies a pure aspect of creation: valor, justice, hope, faith, and wisdom.
Spirit is free now. May he be at peace.
Your fear betrays you!
yourself free from the chains of fate, Nephilim. But all will kneel before Lord Diablo. My armies flow through the hell rifts. Heaven will be destroyed long before you set one foot into the Silver Spire.
Only once in the history of Sanctuary has a Nephilim been as powerful as you. His name was Odyssean.
The man who sacrificed himself to save the world? I thought that was a fable for children.
He was no myth. Because of his noble sacrifice, I saw the inherent potential in your kind. As such, I voted with Adria to spare mankind from annihilation.
And yet you both did nothing to help us all these years. I mean no disrespect. I know of your duties here. But my people are trapped in the eternal conflict as well. We have suffered endlessly. We still do.
I have seen enough to know that you speak the truth. Perhaps one day, humanity will find peace.
So you can see the future.
I see the myriad streams of possibility, all intertwining and weaving into one another. I can hear them echoing forward into eternity.
And yet you do nothing with your great knowledge.
I am not called to be a champion as you are. My role is simply to observe.
Does the Scroll of Fate say how this battle will end?
Doom and darkness. These heavens ruined. The angelic host broken. Diablo victorious.
Do you believe that?
As I have said, Nephilim, your destiny is unwritten. You alone may change these dark times.
Thank you, Nephilim. I hoped the Scroll of Fate was wrong, that harmony would once again fill this troubled realm. I see now that all hope lies in you.
We must make our own destiny from this day forward.
With my blessing, you can now dispel Diablo's corruption. It hides the rifts which bring his cursed servants to this hallowed place. The rifts must be closed.
Diablo nearly crushed the heavens by driving despair into the angels' hearts. But now I have restored hope to them. And yet Tyrael remains lost among the chaos. I fear for him, but I must go on to destroy Diablo's hell portals.
I knew you would come. That a champion from the mortal world would light our darkest hour. Your courage and nobility shine out across this realm, blinding our enemies.
My thanks, Ariel. I will see to it that your song is never silenced again.
I know you will do all you can, for this is your hour. Go forth with my blessing, and show all creation why the Nephilim are the future.
Tyrael needs your aid. He is weighed down with guilt about his role in Diablo's rebirth.
There is a shadow upon his heart, but it will pass. Remember, he chose to be a mortal, and he must overcome this despair as a mortal.
I fear there is not enough time for that. Diablo grows in power, even as we speak.
Have faith in him. Of all the archangels, his light has always shone the brightest. In this our darkest hour, he will ensure that justice prevails.
What shall you do now?
Though the angelic host is scattered, we are not defeated. I will try to rally them as best I can.
Can Diablo still be defeated?
Only in the light that lies within you, Nephilim. I will take heart from it and hope for your victory. The future is ever writing itself. Unknowable, just beyond sight and touch.